Just a friendly reminder that in 15 years, everyone will claim that they were never MAGA, that they were never pro-Donald.
My dad, Ernest Green, is a member of the pioneer civil rights group, the Little Rock Nine. He was the lone senior, so he's the first African American to ever graduate from a desegregated school post Brown versus Board. That background is necessary because every 10 years we get summoned back to Little Rock for the various anniversaries to celebrate the crisis at Little Rock. And every single time we go back to Little Rock, not a single person in the city was opposed to them attending that school. They were all for it. So I am here as a friendly reminder that the video I just stitched is very correct in telling you that people will try to rewrite history. They will try to say that Muhammad Ali transcended color, that we should keep politics out of conversations about art, but do not let them.
Attention, player haters and overrated disbelievers of all kinds. I stand before you today 10 toes down as the bearer of bad news. Y'all done fucked up.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. I guess racism changes every generation, right? How it changes, I don't know how I'm gonna say this. They're right. Like I'm 46 now, and the things that my parents and grandparents went through, and the things that I went through, it's still, it was the same story, right? Or I go through whatever, still the same story. Like, oh, that was a long time. No, we don't do that anymore. It's like, what? Oh, okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna reset it with stupidity every 10, 15 years. That's what we're gonna do. Like, because nobody was around. Like the very people who were around then are still around now, but nobody knows anything. So let me do this. Me and my father had let's do it this way. My father played high school football. I played high school football, right? My cousin played professional. The nigga stories are not, he got the nigger on the field to the point he was like, hey, I remember him telling me a story. He told the guy, he said, listen, oh, your parents and your family can't save you now. And the guy got shook. And, he's like, oh, damn, I done messed up. The 80s, and that was the time, 80s, 70s was the time where white coaches would ask you, are you scared of white people? Because people had to hold back on white people because of racism, right? In athletic physical activity or physical sports, because that's when it was dying down. I say the 70s, 80s. That's when it started dying down. We were in that situation, the nigga, the crowd calling people. It's like, oh, okay, all right, the criminals. Now, thugs and all that. It passed on. I remember. How can I say this? And this still happens to this day. I know it does in professional sports. That's part of the reason why people got suites now if they can afford them. Your family member plays a professional sport, and say you're adding with an away game for that team. So say the family may live in a different city than the player, right? They get there, they had a jersey, they had on, they supporting their family. You gonna get the nigga. So, oh, this is what we doing. Same thing. Over the years, the police thing, you know, the I'm pulling guns on you, that's slowed down. Like I don't hear young black men talking about just police arbitrarily pulling guns on them when they're preteens and teenagers and young men and grown men. I don't hear that anymore. I will say that, but I will say we stopped going a lot of places. Just but I do see it where kids and preteens and teenagers and young men and grown men are in suburban neighborhoods and the white folks walking around with guns, flashing guns. You're not supposed to be here, type of situation. That's the thing. You get what I'm saying? That's definitely a thing. And then people go, "Oh, I don't know whether that exists." It's like, yeah, okay, all right, you know, the the unemployment rate has always been high for black folks. And the minute we started, quote unquote, um, using black names, that started helping the process. People, because there was a time we were overqualified for jobs and just underpaid. That was a thing too. You know, Now you could be qualified and overqualified, and I see the name, I'm out of here. That's a thing. But people go, I don't know, it doesn't exist. You know, People forget, like right now, we talk about the economy and the housing market and houses being expensive, and also the interest rates being high, right? But here's what we don't talk about. 15 years ago, there was a housing bust because of subprime loans. Who you are trying to get? Black folks. Oh, and by the way, now since they're older, black people dying and people inherit homes, you're seeing a resurgence of not just, people like to think about people in squatters laws. You're seeing a lot of white businesses, white business people, somehow just be able to go to the city hall or city council and, you know what? Hi, Jim. I just decided I'm taking this house, and they just stealing people's property now. Building on it like, oh, we built we built a house or a strip center over here. We didn't know it was your land. It was sold to us. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You just forged documents and just went about your business. And now we got to go to court about this. And the white people will go, well, they're already there. They might have stole it, but they're already there. It's illegal for us to take back what they built on your stolen land by forging paperwork, so we're just going to have to work something out. Same thing they used to do back in the day. Same thing they was doing back in the day. You know, and people go, I don't know. Like, I didn't, that was a long time ago. It's still doing it now. Still doing it now. You know, no nice way to say this. That's what the Me Too movement proved that. A lot of white guys got in trouble in the Me Too movement in the beginning, and us black content creators said, watch how they turn this and make it a black issue. And to this day, it's been there's been a major black celebrity that they drug down to the point. Now it's Diddy, you know, to get the emphasis off of white folks. And guess who's still the biggest? Y'all talking about Diddy more than you did about Epstein. Y'all talked about Bill Cosby more than you did about what's the guy, Weinstein. Y'all talked about R. Kelly while the Epstein trial was going on. Didn't matter. All the other white actors and white musicians that they're still talking about, low whispering about to this day. Whisper. Oh, so yeah, so you gonna make black people gonna be the face of the yada yada the movement, and it's a double standard. Even if they're guilty or not guilty, or it's a kind of suspect, it doesn't really matter. That's the same propaganda from back in the day. See, people go, I don't know, where the good people at? Where they at? Where they at? It's a different time. When? When is it a different time? You get what I'm saying? um, and I was using that as an example, but you see it now. Like, you see on YouTube, until recently, you had a bunch of black conservative YouTubers who their job was to say black people ain't ish all the time. And now the white conservatives and the white wannabe conservatives all say we done with y'all. And now, but there was always black people who sold black people out. Always. Right? For the benefit of white people. And people and it was all propaganda, it was all grifting, it was all, sleight of hand, smoke and mirrors. It's always been like that. But times have changed. Really. Barack Obama became the president. We need to make America great again, aka make it like Jim Crow again. Really, the times have changed. Where are all these changed people? Where they at? Where are all these changed people at that? Oh, I was always in agreement. No, you wasn't. You know, you remember when Colin Kaepernick took a knee? Oh, where were all the changed people then? They weren't around, right? When Barack Obama was the president, where were all the changed people then? When he had the most death threats for a president of all the presidents before him combined, where were all the changed people then? Where they at? When y'all threw numerous people under the bus publicly, it was dead wrong. Where were all the changed people then? Where were all the changed people when Jonathan Majors was running from his white girlfriend at the time and he still got thrown under the bus? Where were all the changed people then? Where were all the changed people when Nate Parker made Birth of a Nation and they threw him under the bus? And what is the guy? Ari Hammer came out like, yeah, it was racism. And then they had black women over there dissing him to throw him under the bus back then. Where were all the changed people then? See, people um, expect that people are gonna forget every 10 years. Every 10 years, we're just gonna forget what happened 10 years ago, and it's a new thing that's going on right now. And this new thing is just like, oh, we've never seen this before. We've seen this over and over and over again. It's just recycled. With people going, oh, well, we're so different and we're so progressive. Stop it. But hey, tell me what you think, man. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.